Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Coding Unbox. Today I will teach you about creating a React app from scratch. Usually most React tutorials hide everything behind create React app or Vite. Today we'll build a React app from absolute scratch using Parcel so you actually understand what's happening. What you will learn. You will learn how React works without magic, why Parcel is used, how React renders, what are the folder structure, how React router works, and adding CSS as CSS, and how you can add TypeScript as well, and we'll check about ESLint as well. Usually, the assumption is many beginners think if my app runs, I understand React. That's false. Today, we focus on why each page exists, not just making it fun. So, first, I'll create a folder which is using mkdir, and you created your folder, which you can see I have this React Parcel app. Now I'll just go inside that folder. So for that I'll add cd React Parcel app, and you're just inside your folder. Now I have to do an npm init minus y. What it will does is npm inits create package.json file. This file controls your dependencies, scripts, and versions. Without it, JavaScript project don't scale. Usually, what beginners think is like node modules is your project, but it's not. It's disposable. Package JSON is the real source of your truth. You can name anything. Your app name can be anything. I have, just for understanding purpose, I have made it React Parcel app. You can add name anything. Now the first most important step is installing Parcel. It's very simple. You can use npm yarn, whatever is feasible for you. I'm using npm, which is already installed, and I'm adding as a dev dependency. So I just do an npm install minus d parcel, and it's installing the packages, whatever is necessary for the parcel. Now it will take some time, but as you see it has created the node modules folder, and now whatever packages are necessary, it has installed everything. If you see here, we have Parcel now. Okay, that's nice. Now why Parcel? Parcel is a bundler, and browsers cannot understand your JSX, TypeScripts, or imports directly. What Parcel actually does is, Parcel actually it is actually what you can say, it bundles files, it transpiles JSX, it handles CSS, SCSS, it runs on dev server, and there's a zero config. So these are the flexibilities which actually Parcel gives to us. Okay. Now there you have must heard about Webpack as well. Webpack gives more control, but control without understanding is chaos. So Parcel is perfect for learning fundamentals. If you want to understand from scratch like how React behaves, how it's controlling your project, so Parcel is the best way to actually go forward and learn it. Now we need to add a script to our package.json, like how to run our application. So here I'll add two scripts, which is start and build. So I'll just add it here, which is start will have parcel index.html and parcel build.index.html. So this are scripts like what you want to do when you add this command. So if you do like npm start, so it will actually start how the application will start. It will start using Parcel. How the application will build, it will be done using Parcel. Okay, now let's move on to our next step, which is installing React and the React DOM. If you want to create a project for React but installing it's important. So what this two packages would do: React is a core logic where it will have its core components, hooks, and React DOM, which it's necessary because it talks to the browser DOM. The most important thing you need to keep in mind is React does not control the browser. It only tells React DOM what to change. So let's install these two packages. You can install two packages directly with this npm install React DOM. So we have installed these packages as well. It's successful. Now let's move on to our file structure. Now when you start, it will, if you see, I've written parcel index.html, but we don't have here index.html. So let's create it. So now we have our index.html. Index.html is nothing but a simple HTML file where you will just create HTML head and body. So I already have my code with me, so I'll just copy here. So if you see, it's normal, not doc type HTML. I have a head, there's a meta tag, and this title you can add here anything. Body, this is important. In body, you have to have a D with ID root. The name cannot be anything else, it has to be root. Then script is, you will need to include one script. I will create later, I'll come back to this, but this is the most important step. Why this matter? React needs a root element. React does not create HTML pages. It only controls whatever it's inside this root div. Usually what people think is React replace HTML. That's incorrect. React runs inside HTML. So our folder structure is like now React Parcel app, it has index.html. Now we will create one more folder which is src, which will have our all the files which we need for the project. We have src, then we will create one index.jsx. Then we also need one file which will be app.jsx, and then we will have a folder for styles where you will add your css. So for now I'm creating main.scss. So this should be your basic structure for your React app. I'll come to this files, why we need this files, but this should be your basic structure you need for your React project. If you want to maintain your project well, this is the type of structure we should be following. Now let's move to our index.jsx. What is this index.jsx? It is an entry point. Okay, so what you will do is here. Usually, if you remember, we created ID root, so that we need to access it here. So we will do using create root, and this will be document dot, this is a normal JavaScript where we access any ID, and what was our ID, this should be root, and inside this, and then you will do root dot, and inside this we have to render our app, so this will be root under app. We still need to create this app component, but I'll come to that. And we have created this. Now we'll need to import this create root. Sorry, the spelling is incorrect, and this create root will be imported from React DOM. This is the React DOM, and it's under client, and you have to import this way because it's not a default export. And this is app, so app will come from app.jsx, so we will do import app from dot slash app. We have not created yet this component, but we'll create it. And as we have created our css file, so that also needs to get imported. which is main dot scss. So when you apply a css, how it will get applied? When you include into the main file. Usually now we don't import this, but if you want you can, if you don't want you don't. It usually does not affect anything. Do you see this? It has make it like, because we are not using it anyway, but automatically it is imported, so it's not usually necessary to import here. In previous versions it was necessary to import React. Why this file exists? Because this is the bridge between React and the browser. So create root, it's a React from React 18. We have been rendering using create root, and app is our root component. Everything flows from here. um, you have to think in a way, React apps are just component trees. App is not special, it's just the top node. You can say it's a root node. Okay, let's move to our app.jsx where we will create that component. Components are nothing but, you can say, simple functions. So I'm creating app. I'll write a normal written HTML. So you need to written some HTML here. So I'll just create a simple div which have div, and then I'll give class name for now app. It can be anything. It's not necessary it has to be app. And I'll just add a simple heading like hello React plus Parcel. Okay, now we have created it, but how you can import into another file? Only if you can export it. So we will export it as a default because it's the only one, and we will do it as a default app. Okay, so why you need components? Components are reusable, predictable, and testable. Usually there's an assumptions that JSX file is HTML, but that is wrong. JSX is JavaScript function syntax. If you see, this file is JSX and I have written a function which is returning some HTML, so it's a JavaScript function syntax. Now we are using SCSS, but SCSS does not come by default. You have to install it. So for that to use, you have to install SAS. So we will add as a dev dependency minus d and SAS. So this will actually install SAS, which will help us to use the SCSS syntax. In SCSS, why we are using it? Because it gives us the variables, nesting, cleaner styles, and Parcel actually auto compiles it. And see, you can also go with CSS, but you know the files becomes very large when you have a very big project and so on. SCSS gives you a more flexibility of writing variables and reusing and lots of other stuff. I won't go deep into this now. If you need a separate tutorial for SCSS, comment in the comment section, and I may create another tutorial which will focus on SCSS only. Now I'll just write a simple SCSS. For example, we for my app class, where maybe I can give text align center, and I can give anything color I want, right? Maybe for now I can give aqua. That's okay. Now we have to do our React router setup. So for that, routing is like when you want to create routes to different pages. For that we will need a React router DOM. So we will install it, which is npm install React router DOM. Let it install. So why router? As you know, React is a single page application. URL changes means page does not reload, right? And router maps URL to the component. So when you want to create, for example, about us page, contact us page, so we'll create different routes. You will not add it in the same route because you want the URLs to change. So let's move to app.jsx, where I'll create now routers where you want routers to be there. But before that, I will just run my application once. We have to remove this main, it's not needed for us. So now the parcel will build the application. Okay, so now you see we have hello react plus parcel here. Okay, awesome. Now we will create a route for this, which is using React Router DOM. For this, we will go into app.jsx, and in this, let's start writing. We'll create first two routes, one for home and one for about. So let's do it. We'll do function home, and we will just return one h2 maybe, which says it's home page. Okay, that's nice. um, and I'll just make it so we know what's happening, uh, both side by side, so you guys know parallelly what's happening there. Okay, so this is function home, and let's move to another, which is about. This function about, and you can just do return h2, which will be about page. Okay, so we have created our two components, home and about. See, creating components is so simple. Now for routers to work, what you need to do is, in this you need to wrap this under browser router, which you import it from React DOM. So you do browser router, I just wrap it here, do some spacing, and inside browser router you need to add routes. So what will be our routes? So these are the ones, and some spacing. Now we have to create, I'll just remove this because we don't need this now, or maybe I'll just comment it. In this you can add a route, which will be route path equal to, so this is our home page, right? So you will just have forward slash, you will not have any slug. So this is what you will load. You will load a home component, which you have already created above. You can even create this into another file. The best practice is always to create in another file. So this is only a short heading we have added, so I've added in the same component. Just copy the same thing. We will create the about. You have to replace this with about component and give the slug what you want for your page. And we have created two routes. Okay, so browser router is not defined, yes, because we have not imported here. So you need to import browser router, you need to import routes, and you need to import route as well from React Router DOM, and the error should go, but it is not going. Let's see what is the error. This will not work because this is not a parcel compatible version. We will just uninstall it and we will install 6.3, which is parcel compatible one. I'll give you all the commands in the description so you can use it later. And we will do an npm start. The error should go now, and let's reload, and it's working. That's nice. And when we click about, and it's the about page, when you remove this about, It's the home page. That's nice. It's working. So we have learned how we can create different routers. We created two routers, which is home and about. If you this all we have created in JS. If you want to create in TypeScript, you can do that as well. You just need to install TypeScript. So for that, you will do npm install TypeScript, and you will install all types. And now the JSX needs to rename to TSX. So you will add your TSX. You will also rename this, which will be again TSX. Okay. And I think this should be enough. When you do, okay, we have to import the files as well, so it should be tsx, and our app is still same. You will still see some types error if you see right this way. It just because we have converted JSX to TSX, and it is asking for the types that we need to add it. I'll not go into the deep now for this tutorial, but this is what I wanted to explain, where we can create React from scratch. If you see, I didn't install many things. I installed only few of the things, and in 2-3 files I created the whole React application. So it's the best way to create React app from scratch. If you didn't understood anything, just let me know in comments. I'll help you to understand it. I'll give the commands in the description so that you can copy from there and use it for your project. Let me know how did you like it, and stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.